So Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond leave Xbox abruptly. Now, I don't think they actually left abruptly. I think that Phil, at least, has been battling internal fights with the people at Microsoft with the way that he wanted to actually proceed with Xbox. And I know that a lot of people are praising him, but Xbox hasn't been in a good position for a very long time. And Sarah Bond was also uh, supposedly a huge proponent in one of their most recent initiatives of Xbox Play Anywhere, which I think was another nail in the coffin of losing the brand Xbox identity from a physical hardware to a place to where you play games to just a platform and a place to buy certain titles and that are owned by Microsoft. I think that Xbox has not been in a good place probably since the Xbox 360 days. It's been a very long time since has been on top, and they've been far behind the race, but behind Sony, PC, and even Nintendo. And Xbox has spent billions of dollars on studio acquisitions with really no big major hits. One of the big titles was Starfield, and that launched to lukewarm reviews. Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty Black Ops, also flopped and reportedly did less. One of the first times that they did less sales in comparable years, and they've lost millions of dollars by putting it on Xbox Game Pass the previous year. And then, notoriously, a few months ago, seeing Xbox Game Pass rise in price to $30 a month, which, if you're only playing a couple of games a year, it's not worth it anymore to have that subscription running the entire year. You could just buy the game and it'll be cheaper. And we're coming on about 6 years since the Series X and Series S came out, which we should see the new Xbox get announced most likely this year. And I think it's going to be the last physical console that we see that's a first party console through Microsoft. We may get partnered hardware like the ROG Ally, but I think that this may be the last console. And there's already reports that it may be a hybrid to where it acts more like a PC and you're able to play other storefronts on the system, which kind of signifies that Microsoft is not wanting to be in the core console business anymore. I've seen a lot of stuff online about the new CEO, Asha Sharma, and she does have an interesting background. She worked at a startup, Meta, Instacart, and most recently Microsoft as a VP of core AI product. And there's a lot of complaints online that I've seen about she's not a gamer and she's a fake gamer, and there was a whole thing about her Xbox profile just being created. And I'm not one to think that you need to be a gamer to be able to be a CEO of a company. No, I don't think your Xbox achievement account really shows how you're going to perform as a CEO. But what does concern me is her experience. She has no experience in the entertainment industry, and everything has been with Meta, with messages and in Facebook Messenger and Copilot at Microsoft. All of these are B2B solutions and kind of more technology side of things and applications, not hardware and entertainment. And she came out and said that Xbox is going back to their roots. But what does that mean? Xbox hasn't been at the roots since the 360 days, and we haven't even seen a new first party Microsoft title in a very long time, a heavy hitter besides Starfield, and that one flopped. And I think that this new appointment really shows where Microsoft is at with the Xbox. And I kind of believe what the creator of Xbox recently came out and said, that He believes that Microsoft is setting the Xbox brand up for sunsetting. And I think putting in a new CEO that aligns much more with what the CEO of Microsoft wants is not going to be good for what Xbox gamers want. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more shift in consolidating studios, closing them down, and really just focus on a few core products, and ultimately leaving the console business altogether. Xbox revenue for 2025 fiscal year was about $23.5 billion, but on the other account, that only accounts for around 9% of Microsoft's total earnings, which is why it seems like they're going to focus on reducing overhead and increasing margins. Xbox is just not a big enough part of Microsoft's total portfolio for it to care enough about it. And I think it was last year where we saw that initiative, that internal initiative where they're wanting to hit 30% margin for the Xbox department, when I read that typical gaming companies achieve anywhere from 10 to 20% margin. So they're trying to stretch it more like a typical SaaS product and achieve much higher margins than other entertainment industries. So they're not treating it like a typical entertainment department there or company. They're treating it more on their enterprise service and their B2B services, which ultimately it does stink because I've been a fan of Xbox since the first one. I bought the Halo Edition Xbox One and every console since, the 360, the Xbox One with Kinect, and the Xbox Series S. So I am bummed at where they're at, but we have to also put our money where our mouth is. Xbox is a brand and a company which is a part of one of the biggest corporations in the world. We don't owe anything to these brands. They have to win us. And for me, I think it's time to move on. And I'm not purchasing the next Xbox, and it'll be the first one that I don't. So I didn't script anything out for this video or take any notes, but I just wanted to talk about what's happening over at Xbox. I know that it's pretty big news in the gaming industry, and I wanted to just say something about it and kind of my thoughts. I am sad about where Xbox is, and I'd be interested in hearing what you guys think. So leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the new CEO change. Is she going to do good? Are you happy with the changes that they're making? Are you optimistic of the next console that Microsoft releases? And that's it for this video. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.